When will you marry? When will you marry? Is it this year or next year? Or will you be single forever? When will you marry? Alright, my love. So today we're diving into why you hate being single. And I know a lot of people do not, some people, most people, not most people, some people don't actually enjoy being single and they don't like being single. They want to always be in a relationship. And today we're going to get into some of the reasons why you may not like being single and how we can fix that. Of course, I'm not a therapist and I do not know about like the deeper issues about like childhood traumas, experiences. Of course, I can't speak on that. Today we're touching the surface stuff. There may be deeper reasons why you hate being single. I don't know that. So don't be coming for me. I'm just going for the surface stuff and what I think and some of the reasons why I think people don't actually like being single. So, number one is you think being single is a bad thing. And that's not just come from you just randomly thinking being single is a bad thing. It's come from like a society thing, cultural thing, especially I know myself as being Nigerian and being, also African. I know that sometimes our culture and our society kind of looks down upon being single. And when you're married or when you're in a relationship, you're especially when you're married, you're respected more. People respect you. People are calling you ma'am, sir. And so there's a little bit of respect attached to you having a partner, and so that may have now, like, without even knowing, kind of affecting the way you see being single as, oh, it's not a good thing. Newsflash, I'm here to tell you that it is actually not a bad thing to be single, guys. It's really not a bad thing to be single. And you also have to look at it from the perspective of, is it not better? And you know the funny thing and the messed up thing is some people actually would rather be in a relationship, in a really bad relationship, than to be happy and single, and that's so messed up. So if you're in that place where you actually generally think being single is a really bad thing and you don't like it and you feel like you're less of, I don't know, whatever in your society, you're less in some way, in some weird way, then you need to really address that and really go back to the root of why you think that, and also just realize that being single is really not a bad thing. Please just know that it is better to be single than to be in a toxic and in a bad relationship that you're going to be crying every day, you're going to be hurting, you're going to be wanting more and not deserving whatever this person is giving to you or giving you, or just toxic ass, ghetto ass, basic ass relationship. It's better to be single. It's really better to be single. I was having a chat with my friend yesterday and she was talking about this guy that she met, and already from like, they're not even together yet, they're like just dating, and I think it's been 2 months or less, and this girl is cried so many times, and I'm like, you're not dating an onion, babe. There's no reason why you should be crying constantly because you're in a relationship. Are you dating an onion? No. So it's better to be single than to be crying every day and to be in a toxic relationship that it doesn't respect you. Number two, we're gonna have to reference the notepad now, is you don't like your own company. This is, a lot of people don't actually like their own company and they don't realize it. A lot of people cannot be in a room with themselves, not being entertained by their phone, by TV, by I don't know, they just have to be like probably talking to someone or like on being distracted by something or someone. So you do not like your own company, and that's why you don't like being single, because you constantly need someone to be around you, someone to be talking to, someone to validate you, you just need someone around, and oh, that's not good. That is not good. You have to work through that. You have to enjoy your own company. You have to, and how can you even do that? It's really, I'm just thinking now, it's like, how can you then get to a place where you enjoy your company? Put yourself in a position, you have to be intentional about this. It's not going to be easy at first because you're not used to it. You're always having company, you're always in a relationship. You just have to now be in a place where you're intentional about doing things that you enjoy or exploring things that you think you may enjoy, and that way you get to get to a place where you actually start to like your own space and like your own, just like yourself. Just like yourself, and you're okay to be alone. A lot of people do not actually enjoy their own company, and that is very problematic, because you think having someone around you would fill that void, or fill that hole of whatever that void is, of like loneliness. And sometimes a lot of people are actually in relationships and they still feel lonely, because another human being cannot fill that void for you. You have to learn to love yourself and love your own company and be happy to be around your own self. Because if you're not happy around yourself, how do you expect this uncle or this auntie to come and like you? You know what I mean? You don't even like yourself. You don't even like your own company. You know what I mean? So we need to start working through those like personal issues, spending more time with ourselves, going out exploring things that we like to do. And then you probably start to alone, and then you're probably going to start to enjoy your own company. That is number 2. Number 3 reason why some people do not like being single is, let's see what's on the notepad. You have too many friends that are in a relationship, married, with kids. And so if you're already in the bracket of you already hate being single, you don't necessarily enjoy your own company, and now your friends are popping babies, getting engaged in relationships, that would also probably affect you in a way to be like, oh, I hate this, I also want my own partner, I also want to be in a relationship. It kind of depresses you a little bit, because everyone around you seems to be having what you want. You need to make single friends. You need to make single friends, and that's just the fact of it, because sometimes married people, or especially the ones with kids, all they talk about is the babies, the this and this, and sometimes that is not healthy for you, for whatever you're working through. Of course, you're working through like loving being single and being around people that are married constantly and talking about their family kind of may not be a good thing for you in this journey of like loving being single. So maybe make some single friends, or like friends that, or even like your friends, maybe don't ditch your friends, but maybe just have a conversation with them and be like, yes, I know this is so big in your life, but maybe let's not make it the center of our conversation all the time. You know what I mean? It's okay to have this conversation with your friend. If you can't have that conversation with your friend, then maybe there's a problem there. But I just feel like you may have too many married friends or friends with kids, and now it's making you feel like, oh, I want a little mini me of my own, I want to be married. Maybe make single friends. I feel like having single friends definitely helps, because both of you are like, we're both in the street, so let's go out and try to meet some men. But if all your friends are in a relationship, or all your friends are married with kids, then who are you going out with? No one. So that would depress you. So make some new friends. Be out and be intentional about making some new single friends, preferably. All right, so I really don't know what number we are on. I think number 4 is you don't go out enough. And that kind of goes back to my topic of you don't like your own company, but you don't go out enough. Actually, no, you don't go out enough is a separate one, because yes, you don't like being single. Yes, you probably are not the happiest as a single person, but you're staying at home. And I've made a video about how to be single. If you've seen that video, I'm gonna link it up. But how to be single, it basically goes into how to live your best life as a single person. But I'm just gonna mention this again, is you don't go out enough. You don't go out enough to do shit that you actually like, to do shit that you enjoy, to plan things for yourself, to be intentional about where you want to go, who you want to see, what you want to see, you know, the experiences you want to have. You're not intentional about it. And so if you're sitting at home, of course you're going to be thinking about, I wish I had someone here to spoon me. But if you're deep in the streets, you're deep in the streets, you don't have time to be thinking about who's going to be spooning you, because you're living your best life. So you got to be in the streets, you got to be going out a lot, you have to be intentional about the plans you make. You just have to do shit, guys. You have to do stuff. I can't emphasize this enough. You are going to find someone eventually. Some of you may not, but that's the reality of life. But you are at some point probably gonna find someone. Do stuff now that you love, and find what you love now, so that way that when that person comes, you can do the shit that you love together. You You can do the shit that you love together rather than waiting on your partner to come or the person, the love of your life to come before you start living your life, because you will be so disappointed when you do find the person that you want to be with, but you haven't done shit, and now you're going to be looking back and be like, I wish I did. I wish I enjoyed my single days. This is the time you have now. Live your best life and make bad decisions. Go and watch that video. That video is really good, and I actually really like the video, How to Be Single. The last and my final point on why I think a lot of people do not like being single, why you hate being single, is you overthink dating. And this, for me, I've been wanting to say this for a long time. You overthink dating, which leads to disappointment, and then it's fueling. I'm reading from my notes, okay? You overthink dating, which leads to disappointment and fueling your need for a stable relationship. And what that means is every time you meet someone new, a potential babe, a potential guy or girl, you're already overthinking it, like, oh, maybe this is going to lead to a relationship, or I can imagine being with this person, or maybe marriage. Some people, you guys will be crazy as well, already planning your wedding, and you have not met this person. You literally just met this person. You're already overthinking and expecting like marriage and relationship from every person you meet from dating. You can't do that, because not every encounter or every person you go on a date with is going to lead with a relationship, which every time you now get disappointed, like, oh, it turned out to be an idiot, or she turned out to be whatever she turned out to be, you're disappointed, and then it leads to you then feeling, oh, I want someone so bad. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't wait to find that person that's not going to disappoint me. It kind of fuels that need for wanting a relationship, if that makes sense. You overthink shit. Stop doing that. If you're going on a date, for example, you're on a dating app, you meet someone that, okay, maybe they're cute, you're attracted to them, on paper they look good, don't overthink that shit. Every time you go on a date, always just look at it as a potential to meet someone new, period. When you go on a date and when you meet someone, always just be super open-minded and say, I'm going to this date to meet someone new, whatever that means. A friend, could be a relationship, could be a networking opportunity, could be anything. The opportunity and what am I trying to say? It's endless what the potential could be of meeting this person, but don't put it in a box of, I'm going to marry him, or I'm going to marry her, or we're going to be in a relationship. That would just lead you to be disappointed constantly, and it's going to make you hate being single. So stop doing that shit. Stop overthinking it. When you do go on dates, just go for, I'm going to meet someone new, I'm gonna go have a good time, and that's it. And whatever comes out of it, I'm okay with it. That way you don't get disappointed, because you've really just been open-minded to whatever the outcome would be. And if it didn't work out, if it turned out to be a weirdo that you're like, okay, no, you're like, I had a nice meal. I got to meet someone. He was weird, but she was weird, but I got to meet someone. Okay, call it a day, move on. Guys, I hope that point really makes sense. That's actually one of my favorite ones, and I've been wanting to talk about that for a while. I hope you find this useful. If you have any topic that you think I should talk about, or you want me to talk about, let's do it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.